Welcome, dear listeners, to another episode of our podcast, where we take time to explore some of the biggest questions about life, society, and the future. Today, we are diving into a topic that affects every single one of us, whether we are students, employees, or even business owners, and that is the future of jobs. Specifically, we will be asking, which careers are likely to disappear in the next 10 years, and why should we care about these changes?
That's right, Sarah. The world of work has always been changing, but in the last 2 decades, the speed of change has been absolutely breathtaking. With artificial intelligence, automation, robotics, and even digital platforms, many traditional careers that our parents relied on for stability are now at risk of being completely transformed or even vanishing. So, this conversation is not just about fear, it is also about understanding, adapting, and preparing for opportunities that may come with these changes.
Exactly, Morteza. Let's begin with something that almost everyone has already noticed in their daily lives. Think about cashiers in supermarkets or fast food restaurants. 10 years ago, when we went shopping, every customer stood in line and paid a human cashier. Today, in many big cities around the world, people simply walk to a self-checkout machine, scan their items, pay with a card, and leave without speaking to anyone. This small but powerful shift is a clear sign of how technology is gradually replacing jobs that involve repetitive, routine tasks.
It does not stop there. Self-driving technology is another strong example. We may still be a few years away from seeing driverless cars on every street, but pilot projects already exist in the United States, China, and parts of Europe. Imagine the millions of jobs that involve driving. Taxi drivers, bus drivers, truck drivers, even delivery drivers. If autonomous vehicles become safer than human drivers, companies will save money and reduce accidents by switching to them. This means millions of workers could lose their main source of income unless they retrain for new roles.
That brings us to an important point. When we say a job will disappear, it does not always mean the work will vanish completely. Sometimes it means the number of available positions will shrink dramatically. For example, in manufacturing and factories, robots can now do assembly line work faster and more accurately than humans. So instead of 10 workers doing a task, a company might need just 2 supervisors to manage the machines. The job title might survive, but opportunities for average workers shrink.
You're right, Sarah. And another area we cannot ignore is administrative work, like data entry, typing, and basic accounting. Artificial intelligence systems can now analyze documents, extract information, and even perform calculations with near-perfect accuracy. These are tasks that humans used to spend hours on, but now computers can do them in seconds. That puts office jobs, which many people considered safe, at real risk in the coming decade.
However, we must be careful not to create unnecessary panic. History shows that whenever some jobs disappear, new ones often emerge. For example, when computers became common in offices, many typing jobs disappeared, but entirely new careers like IT specialists, software developers, and digital marketers were born. So, the bigger question is, what new opportunities might arise as artificial intelligence and automation grow?
That's an inspiring way to think about it. In fact, experts believe that careers requiring creativity, problem-solving, and emotional intelligence will remain valuable. Machines may be able to calculate and repeat tasks, but they cannot fully understand human emotions, culture, and the complexity of personal experiences. This is why jobs like teaching, psychology, healthcare, leadership, and even arts are likely to remain safe. They may evolve with technology, but they cannot be completely replaced.
Another fascinating angle is the difference between developed and developing countries. In places like the United States or Germany, automation is happening quickly because businesses have the money to invest in advanced technologies. But in countries like Afghanistan or others in the developing world, change might come more slowly. That doesn't mean people are safe forever. It just means there is a little more time to prepare. And honestly, preparation is the key word.
Absolutely. Preparation means lifelong learning, upgrading our skills, and not being afraid to leave behind old methods. For example, if someone is a driver today, they can start learning about logistics management, vehicle maintenance, or even coding for delivery apps. If someone works as a cashier, they might shift into customer service roles that require empathy and problem solving, areas where machines still struggle.
Let's also talk about one of the biggest fears people have. Will artificial intelligence take away all jobs? The truth is, AI will not remove every single job, but it will definitely change the balance. A report by the World Economic Forum predicted that by 2030, automation might replace 85 million jobs worldwide, but at the same time, it could create 97 million new roles that require different skills. So, the question is not will there be jobs, but rather will we be ready to take those new jobs?
That is powerful, Sarah. And I think it is time to highlight the mindset that young people need. Instead of being afraid of change, they should see themselves as lifelong learners. They should focus on developing skills that technology cannot easily copy. Critical thinking, teamwork, communication, leadership, and creativity. Because when machines take over repetitive work, humans will be valued more for the qualities that make us truly human.
Exactly.
And perhaps the best advice we can give to our listeners is this. Do not wait until change happens to you. Start learning today. Take online courses, practice English, study digital skills, or even improve your emotional intelligence. Because the future belongs to those who are flexible, curious, and ready to adapt.
Very well said, Sarah. The future of jobs is not only about survival, it is about transformation. Some careers will disappear, yes, but many new ones will be born. If we prepare wisely, we can turn fear into opportunity and uncertainty into hope.
Thank you, Morteza, and thank you to all our listeners. Remember, the question is not what will we lose, but what can we create? Stay positive, stay curious, and always keep learning. Until next time, goodbye.